Hebrews 10:23 through 25 is a passage that refers a lot of times to kind of the command that is given to us to meet at church. And this is a passage that gets abused at times throughout throughout the history of the church. In ways that probably isn't best for all of us out there. But I do think that it has a lesson within it that I think we need to keep in mind, especially as we're coming out of these times where we haven't really been able to safely meet together. To address kind of the abuse that's the ways that these verses have been abused in the past, there has been a tendency to use this commandment as a way to try and force people to be in seats, every single week, to kind of set this sort of standard that if you are not attending church weekly, you're somehow a, lesser Christian, or that you're not really serious about that. And honestly, that could be furthest from the truth. The encouragement here, the command that's really actually here, is to not give up, meeting, to not be somebody who says, I'm not going to partake in anything that churches are doing because I don't believe in, say, organized religion or anything like that. Though, at that case, what do you believe in? I guess disorganized religion? It's not exactly going to be that. Usually when you say that you don't like organized religion, what you generally is kind of meant is that you don't like the sort of negative things that kind of have come out of it. The tendency to try and force people into, certain types of moralities and certain types of ways of living that maybe, we shouldn't be doing as much. Or maybe doesn't appeal to you as much. It can be both things. And that definitely it has been a problem with this, but I think really the lesson that we should all take away from this is that we really should make an effort to be at a church or a place of worship every single time that we are able to. And what do I mean by that? Well, the reason why we have been called to get together, why there's such a heavy emphasis in Scripture on, a church being a community and Christians needing to be a part of that community, it's because, you as an individual, you need people around you to support you. And especially if you are somebody who is a believer, when you are looking for people to support you, hopefully you want people around you who believe the same sort of things, who will be willing to actually pray for you, who will be willing to, share in your, triumphs, failures, pains, joys, all of that type of stuff. And that's really what's being called for here. The commandment for us to meet together isn't meant to, hurt us or to be abused or, to try and up church attendance or anything like that. It's really there to just kind of bring us together and build a support network around each and every single one of us so that we can all be stronger in our faith and stronger as who we are. And that is something that I think is really, really, really important. So I want to encourage you all, obviously, as we are coming out of the tail end of this pandemic, there are still probably many months ahead of us for this all to sort of peter out. I do, though, want to encourage you all out there who are watching to, if you aren't currently going back to church or attending, as soon as you are vaccinated and it is actually safe for you to be out in public in that way, I want to encourage you to go. Encourage you to be there with other people, because, the saying goes, no man is an island, and that is very, very, very true. You can, I guess, technically be an island, but when you isolate yourself that much, you're really just setting yourself up for greater hurt. And that is something that Jesus especially wants us to avoid in all of this, and especially in our walks of life. So that's what I have for you this week. I hope that you found it helpful. I will see you all next week, and I will now leave you with our last worship song today.